So you want to be an actor, and some people may think you're crazy, but I don't. I don't think you're crazy. Or maybe I'm just crazy too, because I love acting and I've been doing it for, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a little kid. So not professionally, but I always wanted to. So I understand, and I'm here to support you and to share my journey with you to help save you time, because it can take years and years to figure out what you're doing. So I really wanted to give you this little boost to kind of get you off on the right track. And even if you think you know how to start and how to get going, if you're stuck, if things aren't working for you, listen up, because you might learn something that could get you into momentum and get you working. So you want to be an actor. Yay. I do too. And here you are. This is you ready to launch. I'm going to help you launch your career. I'm going to get you into takeoff mode so that we can get you working and get you started on the path to fulfilling your dreams. And this is how it works. This is the simple version. This is the quick version. This is the fastest version. Getting started. So what do you do first? A lot of people want to be an actor. They have dreams and they just don't know what to do. It's a business. And there are certain things that if you do them, you will work. And if you don't do them, you're just gonna be dreaming for a long, long time. So the first thing every actor needs is headshots. And if you're stuck, if you're an actor and you're stuck, then getting new headshots is often something that will sort of move the energy and get you unstuck. And headshots are an amazing opportunity to reinvent yourself and put your best self forward. And I think they're so important. There's so many different uses for them now too, with social media. So headshots are a way to get started, and they're a way to get unstuck if you're stuck. Home studio. So every actor now needs to master the art of self-taping. So what you need to do is get yourself a home studio, which means a backdrop, a camera, lights, a microphone. You absolutely cannot have an acting career without these things now, or at least it would be really, really expensive, because you're going to be hiring people and renting studio space. And that can get expensive really quickly. Trust me. I know. I'll spend so much money doing that. I finally bought some really good equipment and saved myself a huge amount. And you also need classes and coaching. Now that is something you can't underestimate the value that you get from classes and coaching, from the right classes and coaching. It's so important to have the support and the guidance of someone who actually has been there. That's the way I feel, is that I want to study from someone who's actually succeeded at what I want to do. There are people coaching and teaching who aren't actors and who have not been in front of a camera, but there's a very specific technique and reality to life on set that only another actor who's been there understands. That doesn't mean that coaches who haven't aren't useful, but that's just my personal preference. I prefer to work with people who are pros who've been there. So let's talk about headshots. Now, first of all, when you do a headshot, you want to keep it natural. Not too much makeup for the ladies, not too much styling and wardrobe. It's not like a fashion shoot. It is, you want to basically look like your best natural self. Some people, some agents like to have a whole bunch of different kind of characters. I don't really think that that's necessary. I've never done that. I just kind of will do maybe 2 or 3 different looks that I tend to go out for a lot, but I end up using just the best one of me that's kind of looks like the best me possible. Me on a good day. You don't want to spend, or you don't have to spend too much money. If you want to spend, you can. Believe me, you can. But you don't have to spend too much money. You can usually get a photographer who will do a scaled down version of a shoot for a couple of $100s. You can get a friend to do it, but I would suggest spending at least $200 or $300 and getting a headshot photographer who really knows about lighting and backgrounds and things like that. Someone who does actors. It's not always useful to get somebody who doesn't shoot actors, and there are photographers who only shoot actors, because they won't understand the specific needs of actors. Like, just trust me on this one, because I've done it. I thought, oh, this person's fine. They do, magazines. No, it didn't work. So I like to replace my headshots every 2 years or so. When you are shooting your headshot, you really want to breathe, relax your body, and bring some good music with you. Because you want to set a mood that makes you feel confident and happy and just, in a really good place. So I find breathing and relaxing are the most important things to do before you start shooting. As you're shooting, if you find your face getting like tense or your body getting tense, or you get this kind of frozen smile thing, just step away, shake it out, relax. It's not, it shouldn't be stressful, and you should definitely not look tense. Now, your home studio, this is something you cannot function without. Everything is self-tapes now. You really need to invest some money in getting proper lighting, get your ring light and a good tripod for your phone. You can use your phone or a camera, depends if you're a techie. I am not a techie person. I use my phone to shoot my auditions, and that's fine. What I do have is a very strong tripod for it to sit on, because what you don't want is a wobbly camera, a wobbly phone. And I've seen people who have kind of a less expensive setup. If you think you're going to save money by buying the cheap tripod, trust me, you're not going to save money. You're just going to drive yourself crazy, because the thing's going to shake and it's no fun to work with. You really need a solid tripod, and make sure that tripod goes tall enough so that your lens is at the same height as your eyes. So if you get a short tripod, you're going to be piling books up, and it's no fun to work with. So when you're building your home studio, remember that this is your career. You're going to spend time here. You need to work with equipment that makes you feel professional and makes you look professional. If you buy a cheap equipment, you're going to end up wasting that money, because you're going to throw it out the window and end up buying the better equipment anyway. Now, as far as the background, I have just curtains here. I have IKEA curtains for something like $20. I did not spend a lot of money, but I do have them on, in a rack with a couple of tripods. So it's worth it. And whatever you spend, remember, if you're an actor, this is all tax deductible. So spend the money, get the good stuff, and you'll be really glad you did. So with classes and coaching, when you're looking for a class or a coach, research the people involved, research the teachers, make sure you can audit or have a free consult. When I see someone charging to audit, that kind of turns me off. I feel like you should be able to sample it for free if you don't know this person, so that you know what you're getting yourself into, what you're paying for. Definitely network with other actors and see what's working for them. I've found some really great coaches that way, just especially if you're working, you're on set, or you know someone who's working, ask them, because whatever they're doing is working. So good chance their coach is pretty good. Trust your instinct. So as an actor, I've been doing this for 40 years, and I've worked with so many different coaches, and I still do. I'm always learning and progressing, and I'm always looking for people who have pieces of the puzzle that I'm not really good at, or I don't know yet. I trust now how I feel when I'm working with someone. So if I start working with someone, I don't feel good, or I feel stressed out, or I feel like they're talking down to me, I just don't do that. I don't go there. I don't have time for that. So I want to work with people who uplift me, who make me feel great, and make me feel confident. And I hope you do too, because there's no need to work with someone who belittles you or makes you feel like you're not a superstar, even if there's some work to do. Learning your craft. That is obviously something we all have to do. Get your mindset for success settled. You want to set that mindset. It is so important. I talk a lot about something called the 3 keys, and mindset is one of them. Mindset, tools, and talent. So those are the 3 areas that you really need to get clear on. Each one of those areas is like the legs of a tripod that's holding you up. And if you're missing one of them, it'll be hard to be successful. And this is something that I kind of, used my own career, my own life as a research project to look back and study and go, well, what was I doing when it was working? And what was I not doing or doing when it wasn't working? And I can tell you that mindset is one of the most important things. I was not necessarily a better actor at sometimes than other times, but my mindset would fluctuate. That's where I start when I teach actors, when I coach actors. I start with mindset. The tools are what you need for the business. You need tools like any business. Acting is a business. If you want to make money, you need tools. So for example, your self-tape studio, your headshot, There are quite a few tools that you need. They're not complicated. It's easy to master them. But I'm not techie, so if I can do it, anybody can. But there's some things that you really need to function. And of course, you need your talent for the camera. You need to be able to deliver. So those are the three main areas that I coach on, because I think that if I teach talent without the other two, that people are going to be really talented in their living room. And I want people to be out there on set, working professionally. That's what I'm all about. There's nothing wrong with being a hobby actor. That's just, that's not necessarily what I teach. I like people to make some money. It's so important to learn from people who've already been where you want to go. And that kind of goes across the board for anything you want to learn. If you wanted to learn tennis, you would ask somebody who knew how to play tennis. So you really want to find the best people and the most positive, uplifting people that you can to work with. Why is mindset first? Because if you don't have that, nothing else works. If you have the foundation of a proper mindset for success, then everything else is easy. You're able to handle all the challenges that come your way, and things flow quicker and smoother. You would be amazed what can be accomplished just with your mindset. I mean, a lot of people talk about manifesting and creating your reality, and I'm all about that. That's how it works. What's important as an actor is maintaining that mindset when you're not working, or when times are tough, or when you're feeling discouraged. There's a plan that I've developed to help an actor maintain their positive mindset. I use it myself. I've taught it to my children. I teach it to my students. It's brilliant. And I didn't invent everything. I've just pulled from different things that have worked for other people and put it together in my own way. If I follow it, I feel amazing. If I fall off the wagon and things are slow, if I'm not working, I can always go back to the mindset exercises and go, okay, what am I not doing? And then it becomes obvious. Oh, okay. There's no wonder I'm not working. I'm not taking care of my mind, because you create everything first in your mind. So also setting goals is very important. If you don't have a goal, it's very hard to know where you're going. Before you build something, you have to create a plan for it. Every business has a business plan. Keep your vibe high. Okay. I talk a lot about vibration and energy, and it's very scientific. It's actually physics. We all emanate energy, and casting directors, producers, people in the industry, we're all very sensitive, highly sensitive, emotional beings. All human beings are. But in our industry, people are very used to sensing somebody's energy, somebody's vibe, the way somebody presents themselves, the energy coming out of you. And that is something that attracts people, or it can repel people. You definitely want to be the attractive type, not the repellent one. So you want to learn how to project this attractive energy. It's what is also called star quality, charm, magnetism. There's all kinds of words for it. I'm really interested in how to actually do that. And that is something that I teach. The of attraction rather than promotion is one of the best concepts, because I don't know about you, I'm not super comfortable promoting myself. It's not my favorite, but I really am comfortable with the idea of making myself the best I can be and attracting what's good to me. And that's the way I've run my career. And I've taught other people to do that. And it seems to be working pretty good. Okay, tools, what and why. When you're acting as a business and not a hobby, you need to make money. You need to invest in your business, and you need to be up to date and current with the tools that people are using so you can participate. And you want to know where to spend and where to invest and where to not. So that is something that you have to be discerning about, because you don't want to throw your money away. But you do need to invest, as any business requires investment. But you want to invest in order to be professional, to feel professional. Okay, that's really important. You want to feel professional, because if you don't feel professional, it's really hard to deliver professional. Talent, what is it and how do I get it? I used to think that it was all about being the most talented, being the best and most talented. And one day I had a coach say to me, it's not a talent contest. Well, what is it then? Oh, well, let's talk about mindset. Of course, you have to deliver. You have to have talent. But what is talent? What I believe is that it's a learned and developed skill set that enables you to deliver on cue. It's not some mysterious thing that you may or may not have. You can learn it. When I was starting out, I had lots of desire and ambition and dreams and pretty much no talent. I was not gifted. I had to learn everything step by step by step. And I watched people in my acting class who were gifted and talented. And I've watched them shine in class and never get a single job. What? I could not understand that. And I see other people that I didn't necessarily think were very good, but they worked all the time. So if you don't know if you're talented or not, don't worry about it. You can learn it. All it takes is some discipline and some hard work and some follow-up, and you can absolutely learn the skills that you need to shine on set, to be an actor, and then you will practice and practice and practice those things until they become second nature. And that's what people call talent. It just seems to be so natural. It just comes easily. That's because you worked at it. Knowing how to do that is part of practicing, because if you don't know how to practice or what to practice, it can be really confusing. And you don't want to sort of be going down the wrong road, practicing things that are not going to help you. So practicing and knowing how to practice are very important. Skills. Okay, what skills exactly do we need that we can learn, that are something that are not just born with? You can actually learn these skills. Well, audition prep for me is one of the most important of those. Having a really good system to prep auditions. People call it learning lines. I put it in little quote marks because learning lines is kind of a misdirect. You don't want to just memorize the lines, or you will just be a human memorizer. And that's not what we are. We're actors, we're artists. When I'm preparing an audition, I don't just learn the lines. There's a whole other process that I do, to the point where once I'm done that process, I already know the lines. I don't have to memorize them. And that is I really hate memorizing. So that's good news for me when I found that system. Self-taping is the other skill that you must have these days. Everything is self-taped, and it is a skill, and you do have to learn it. And once you get good at it, it gives you so much freedom. It gave me the freedom to buy a horse farm and move to the country and still have my city career because I'm self-taping. I have friends that are in Los Angeles and they are self-taping. So if you live in Los Angeles and you love it, that's awesome. If you don't want to live in Los Angeles, it doesn't matter anymore. You can self-tape. You can go there for meetings if you need to, and then go home and send all your auditions by self-tape. So self-taping is the most important skill you need right now as a professional actor. Rehearsal, knowing how to rehearse and direct yourself. These are skills that you will practice at home when you're self-taping. When you get to set, you don't have a lot of time, you don't have a lot of takes, you don't always have a director who even talks to you. So you really need to know how to self-direct. Accessing emotion. A lot of actors are afraid of this. I think it's really hard. It's really not. We are super emotional beings. It's hard to not be emotional. In fact, I really like to work with people to help them realize that it's easy. It's easy. And there are tricks and techniques that you can do to really help yourself find it easily and not be a struggle. Master self-taping, I can't say it enough. It is the most important skill that you have to have. And every time I get an audition, there's a long list of all the things that you have to do and not do from the casting director, which means they're seeing a lot of really bad self-tapes and they're frustrated. And so I can't stress that enough. We have to get you good at self-taping. So it's not that hard. And I promise you can learn it. If I can do it, anyone can, because I am so not a techie. And like I said, I was in studios for years, spending money, just like throwing that money out, burning it up because I was afraid to learn it. When I finally learned it, it just gave me so much freedom and confidence. And I can't wait to teach all the actors I work with how to do this. When you're ready to audition, you want to go onto these casting sites, whether you have an agent or not, whether you are a professional or you're just starting out, you really want to get on all the casting sites. You will not see everything on there. but you can self-submit. So if you are just starting out, you want to be self-submitting. If you're not just starting out, if you've been doing it for a while, you can go and look at those casting sites, just see what's going on, and if you see something that looks good, you can always call your agent and say, hey, what about this? IMDb Pro, I have a membership. Everybody uses IMDb in the business, and you can do so much research. If you want to get a better agent or just get an agent, directors, producers, everybody's on there, and anything you want to research is there. And when you have an IMDb Pro site, you don't need a website. You just load up your page with pictures, put lots of pictures up there and videos, and everybody looks at that. So you don't really need a website. I'm all over my IMDb Pro, keeping that up to date, keeping it looking good. Self-submitting on those casting sites, as I said. Now doing background work, people ask me a lot, should I do background? I think it's a really good way to learn. I think there's a little bit of a trap here of getting stuck doing background and just doing background all the time, but there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't have any judgments about it. Personally, I found it really frustrating and boring. And the odd time when I did do background, I didn't like it. I wasn't happy. And even though there was money involved, and when you start out, sometimes you're just broke and you just need a gig, and that's totally fine. But if you're not happy, don't keep doing it. If you are happy and you enjoy it and you can learn from it, just remember when you're there, you're working, and just learn as much as you can, and don't get caught up in gossiping and stuff. It's fine to network with other actors, but make sure you're always professional and remember you are doing a job. That's one thing I found with background, is that people tend to treat it like it's a social event and not a job. Don't be that extra that is not paying attention and chatting. When is it time to join the union? Just don't rush. There's no rush to join the union. Do as much non-union work as you can. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fantastic. And no, you won't get paid very much. That's true. Unless you're doing some commercials, still pay okay, non-union commercials. But the film and television, sometimes, it doesn't pay great. You have to take care of yourself because there's no rules to take care of you. But that's not always a bad thing. You learn a lot and there's less pressure, and it's a great place to learn. How do I get an agent? Well, when you master self-taping your 2-page scenes, you're ready for an agent. So the reason I say this is because you can learn so much from self-submitting, because this is what your agent does. So you'll have a little more respect and understanding of your agent when you've done the self-submitting and you see what the work is, and what your agent does all day. So you also need to really research your agent before you reach out. And I could do a whole class on that. And I have done and helped people and coached people privately and how to get an agent, because there is a kind of a technique to it. What I'm going to tell you right here is research, and be really good at self-taping, because that is going to be what impresses them. Be clear about your goals. Pro tips: get help, ask for help. Get help from professionals, get help from people who've already done it. Don't be shy to ask, okay? If somebody says no, so what? Ask somebody else. Network with other actors. That doesn't necessarily mean hardcore socializing, but reaching out and connecting with other actors. They will help you with your self-tapes. You can learn about each other's agents and coaches, and there's just so much to be learned from other actors. It's very important also to have that support, because we do a weird thing and we don't always get support from our friends and family. So it really helps to have other actors that you can reach out to. Use your social media wisely. So social media is one of the tools. It's like a free publicist. So when you're an actor, you have to be really careful about what you put on your social media. You don't want to be seen partying and acting crazy, and because they look at that when they're looking to hire actors. They look at your social media, and if you look like a crazy person, they might not hire you. Be conscious of the type of person you're projecting. There are whole classes just on this. And when you get on a series, one of the first things they ask you for is your social media accounts, and they hook you up with the social media director for the show. And they really take it seriously. Give, don't take. So when you are connecting and networking with people, don't go looking for what you can get from them. People in the industry are inundated with that. Casting directors they're inundated with people wanting something from them. So try to think of going with something to give, not take. And that's for your whole career. When you are auditioning, you are there giving something to them. You might not get anything back. Don't worry about it. Your job is to give. Never stop learning and growing. Okay. And never stop. Because when you stop, you get stagnant and it's no fun. It's easy to get lazy. But I always have to remind myself that learning and growing and being uncomfortable is actually where the fun is. That's where the fun is. It's also where the money is. So here's a mindset tip. You have to know that you can do it. Know it. Look to the actors that are working. Surround yourself with positive people and people that are successful. Believe in yourself. It's a choice. It really is. It's something that you have to choose to think that way, because we all have doubts and fears. We all do. Everybody has those thoughts. I teach about mindset. I cannot stress that enough, that, that's an exercise. That's like a gym. You have to go to the gym for your mind. You have to choose your thoughts. Yeah, I'm really passionate about it. Can you tell? Because I deal with it too every single day. Trust your inner guidance. Get in touch with that inner guidance. Look for inspiration, because the world, if you just sort of react to what's going on in the world, you'll always be stressed out and miserable, because there's always something negative happening. So you really have to create your own inner space and protect that and nurture that, because that is what is going to carry you through your life and your career. Invest in your business. You've got to spend some money, but not just money. So I have a little star here because there's 5 things that you have to invest. Time. You got to give it time. You got to put the time in. You can't just go to class once a week for 2 hours and think that that's going to do it. Energy. You got to put your energy in your that is your currency. It's what you have. You're spending yourself when you spend your time and your energy. So it's not just about money, but there is also money involved. Money is energy. Money is just a means to an end. So don't worry about hanging on to it and not spending that money on that thing that you need for your career. You've got to step out of your comfort zone, and also your focus. There are so many things that pull our attention around. Believe me, I struggle with all these things. Your focus, when you just kind of hone in on something and you focus it and you give it your time, energy, money, and focus, that is another thing that is a discipline. You have to keep that focus and don't get distracted, because that is what is going to make you successful. And the other thing is passion. Keep stoking the fire of that passion, because that is the thing that people are attracted to. That when you're working, that people are like, oh, they want to be around people like that. So you really want to invest all of these elements in yourself and in your career. So here's a shortcut to success. Behind every top performer is a coach giving them direction. Can you imagine going to the Olympics without a coach? Can you imagine going to a $100 million film set without someone behind you going, yeah, you can do it, and call me if you need help? I used a coach to help me prepare. I found out from a friend of mine who's a top coach in New York that she told me all of these stars that I did not know use the coach for everything, every audition. And when they get the callback for the callback, and then they coach for the job, and then they coach while they're working, they're completely coached, prepared before they go to set. And once I found that out, that was like turning the lights on for me. I thought, oh, well, why am I making it so hard on myself? Trying to do it by myself. If you knew how many actors that I know that are big stars that use coaches, you'd be amazed. I'm a huge believer. It changed my career completely to work with a coach. And it changed it so much that I became a coach, because I just thought, this is amazing. I want to give this to other people. Behind every top performer is a coach giving them direction to be better, faster. You could take years off your journey by using a coach who knows how to get there. One of my courses is called Pro Actor Confidence, because I think that is the most important thing that an actor can have. And it's probably the thing that actors lack the most. Most of us are just so insecure. You really want to build that confidence. And there are things that you can do to build your confidence. Just know that you don't have to be scared. You're not always going to be insecure. That is it's kind of a learned thing that you can change. Okay. But you really need to build that confidence in order to interact with other people in the industry. Because when you're on set and you are dealing with big stars or big star directors, it can be pretty intimidating. So you really want to nurture yourself, nurture the things that give you confidence, build that. And that is going to be your foundation. The other thing that builds confidence is knowing what you're doing. If you feel like you don't know what you're doing, that will undermine your confidence faster than anything. And that for me was one of the things that built my confidence, was just getting crystal clear on what I'm doing. Again, that's why I love coaching, and that's why I love getting coached, because when I'm crystal clear on what I'm doing, when I I can't wait to get to set. I can't wait to like get into it, and show them what I can do. And that is a really good feeling. That's a feeling that I want for you. A good coach will help you build your confidence by showing you what you need to shift to work at the highest level, what to focus on, and how to direct your energy. I get so excited when I talk about energy, because as an actor, that's what you're working with. You're working with your energy, and you have to learn how to direct it. And most people don't even talk about this or have a clue about it. But when you're working with a really big actor, you can feel it. You can literally feel it coming like a fire hose sometimes. It's so strong. And when you learn how to direct that, it is a really powerful feeling. It's like laser beams. I know it sounds a little wacky, but I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. So when you're working with a coach can help you. Will find the things that you need to shift. So if you're working with someone that's telling you that you're just doing it wrong, that's not necessarily helpful, right? You want to work with someone who says, okay, I see this little thing, and let's just shift that. And let's let that energy, your energy will flow better if we shift this little thing that you're doing. And I think that is one of the ways you can tell that a coach is really good, because they will build you up and they will help you shift. The Pro Actor Confidence Challenge. Now, this is something that I designed based on all of my years of working as an actor and as a coach and a teacher. And I wanted to condense all the things I had learned into a really comprehensive guide for actors to get started in their careers, to learn everything they need to know to function as actors and be successful on set. It's a virtual class designed by Pro Actor Me, and it's designed to get you working quickly. Now, when I first went to acting classes, I remember somebody told me it takes 10 years to learn how to be an actor. And I thought, well, I don't have 10 years. I got to pay my rent. So my whole thing is, let's get you working quickly, and you can definitely get better along the way. So this class is an online downloadable lesson plan that you can repeat as often as needed and keep forever. So did you ever go to class and then forget everything that you heard the next day, and maybe you took notes, but you never read your notes? So I found that for me, I love online classes. And I had taken a bunch of online classes before I created my own. And there were some classes that I listened to over and over and over. I would go to the gym and I have it on my phone. I just like repeat it over and over and over, because I really need that. I need the repetition. And I also found that going to a class once a week wasn't enough for me. I want to hear it all through the week. I don't want to wait for once a week for 2 hours or 3 hours. I want to be able to work as fast as I can, as fast as I want to, at any time I want to. So that's why I created this class, so that you can have it, you can keep it, you can listen to it over and over. And that when you do work with a coach in person or online, or you're coaching an audition, you already have all of that stuff done quickly, so that you could really just get to the performance and the directing. So this also includes step-by-step instructions for all aspects of your career. The reason I did that is because I had so many actors asking me business questions, and I just didn't have time in my classes to address all of them. And I would end up standing outside for like 20 minutes talking about how to get an agent. And I just thought, I have to just put this on tape. The answer to every question you have as an actor and how to get your career going is in this. It's everything you need to start and to keep going, because it's everything that I've used that has created any success I've had in my life. I looked back on my career and I picked all the best things, all the greatest hits of all the different coaches I've worked with, everything I've learned from mindset coaches and so many people that I've worked with, other actors. And I just kind of picked all the good things that work for everybody, not just me. And I've used my friends as well to say, like, what was it about them when they were working and they booked that series? What did they do? I'm very curious about that. So this course includes How to train your mind for success. So important. Guys, you've got to do that. You've got to, whether you work with me or anyone else, you've got to focus on training your mind. It is your most important tool. How to build an acting career and build wealth. I want to be a rich actor. And I've been able to achieve financial success in my career as an actor. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you're going to be an actor, you're going to wait tables, what restaurant you're working at. We want to be rich actors. So I put that into my course. How to get and work with an agent, how to know how to approach them, how to prep your auditions quickly, how to work with the tech, make it simple, how to craft your auditions, how to self-tape like a pro, how to work on camera. There's so much in this course. There's no filler in this course. You will use all of it and you will continue to use it on set for the rest of your career. It's a challenge to think of being confident in 6 weeks. But I can tell you that it does work and you don't have to take 6 weeks to do it. It's up to you. You do it at home, you do it on your own schedule. And it also includes a private Facebook group for connection and support. So you can network with other actors. You can get people to help you read with auditions. There's so much in that group. There's live Q&As. I do live Q&As in there to keep you going for weekly coaching, weekly coaching and self-tape review. I'm going to review your self-tapes for you because we are going to practice this stuff, not just talk about it. There's a checklist booklet for easy reference. I love checklists because when I have to get ready for an audition, I don't have time to read a book. I just want the checklist, an amazing audition prep checklist for your tech, your equipment, Zoom auditions, you name it. I got a checklist for it. Also, discounts on private coaching. So I like to take care of my actors and I don't want to leave anybody high and dry if they have an audition. So I'm available for people that are taking my course for private coaching and consultations. So you also get me. Pro Actor Confidence is the best career decision investment I made this year. It got me from not booking to booked, and I quadrupled what I paid in the first few weeks. I love that this happened for her because that is my intention, that when you spend your money on my course, that you should make it back. You should quadruple in the first few weeks. That sounds good. And more. That's what it should do. A class should make you money. It shouldn't be about spending money. It should be about making money, as that's what we want to do. I was so happy to help Murray get back to work. He is one of the busiest actors I know these days. He's always working. He's always auditioning, and he had been in a real big slump. So it makes me really happy when I see people get out of those slumps because I know what those are like. Justine booked 8 jobs since taking my class, including her first film. Oh, wow. It just blew my mind. I love that. That's what it's supposed to do. She said some beautiful things to me, and I just took a little clip of what she said here because it was a very long text. And you can go to my Instagram and read these because often I will screenshot texts and emails that people send me because I'm just blown away by their success. It makes me so happy to know that what I put so much energy and love into is actually helping them get work, make money, achieve their dreams. I mean, it's just the best feeling ever. Are you wondering if this class is right for you? Who is this class actually for? It's for new actors. It's for stuck actors. It's for uninspired actors. It's for confused actors. It's for discouraged actors and nervous actors. Actors who want to work professionally. That's who this class is for. I will help you get unstuck. I will help you get inspired. I will help you get working. That is my goal. So if you're ready to join the Pro Actor Confidence Challenge, just go to proactor.passion.io and you will see that course there. There's also an advanced course after you finish the Pro Actor Confidence Challenge. There's an advanced on-set course, which is telling you all about the things that you need to know when you're working on set, things that I've never heard in any acting class, by the way, never, ever. And I just really wanted to share that information with you so that you're not caught unprepared and caught off guard when you're on set. So when you take my course, my aim is to save you years and years of trial and error and thousands of dollars. You can learn from my 40 years of experience. That's a long time, guys, including countless hours with the best coaches in the business in New York and LA. I'm going to teach you how I book series regular roles, leads in films, and I consistently booked while buying a house and raising a family, and how you can too. You absolutely can. You do not have to sacrifice your financial well-being or your family to be an actor. I'm all about having a holistic lifestyle experience, not just being obsessed with acting. Learn what really works in the business and what doesn't from someone who has been there and done it. And believe me, I have made all the mistakes. There's nothing that you can tell me that would surprise me. I have done the dumbest stuff ever. And I just want to help you avoid embarrassing yourself the way I did and just get to where you want to go faster. I want you to take the fast lane. Okay, here's a few pictures of me in my happy place in my trailer on set in New York. I love working in New York. This was in Soho. This was on Orange is the New Black. I think my daughter's favorite thing that I did. She's always quoting me. I think I slept wrong last night. I had to do a Russian accent, and I think I had like 2 days to prepare. It was a lot of fun. And here's one of the perks of the job. I enjoyed every second of these 2 evenings. I got nominated for a movie that I did, and I got an award for another movie, and it was really a dream come true. And I got to tell you, the secrets to how I did this, how I manifested this in my life is what I share, because there is a technique to this. There's a technique to creating these experiences in your life. And I promise if I can do it, so can you. Here are my children. This is Chloe. She was on set on a show, and Aaron was on The Boys. I think this is from the makeup chair in The Boys. So I've taught my kids this, and my son doesn't care so much about it, but my daughter really loves it, and she's kind of on fire right now. So that's exciting. Here's Chloe auditioning for a series. It was her first recurring role audition, and she booked it from this actual audition. So this is also our self-tape setup here. This was a Zoom audition.
So if you're ready to up-level your career, master your mindset, learn to self-tape like a boss, and get your skills ready to succeed on set, come and join the Pro Actor Confidence Challenge at proactor.passion.io. Everything you need to know for your pro acting career is here. There are pro tips and secrets you won't hear in most acting classes because, well, most people just don't know. I designed this course for you so that you would have the heads up and the head start that you need to succeed. Let's get you on set. Let's get you working. Any questions you have, just reach out to me at my email, and I would be happy to answer them for you.
So come on and sign up for the class. I can't wait to meet you and help you achieve your dreams. I know you can do it. If I can do it, so can you. And I'll show you how. So I'll see you inside the Pro Actor Confidence Challenge.